Anyways, coming back, so like, okay, my thoughts from that thing, because you didn't see it, so when you see it, maybe we'll add it back to this episode or something. We'll figure out what to do. But you didn't want to watch it. Okay. I mean, even after watching it, I thought that, like, it was not as interesting. It was not that path breaking or anything of that sort. Sort of just like a Wikipedia turned into a movie. Correct. But again, right, like, I don't think we've, like, one of the probably the lowest points of the NBA, especially because all that money was coming in, right? All that money was coming in, and so for me, it made, like, some things are very clear for me. One is that I don't think that he was acting as an alone person. I think definitely he was acting with someone else, or maybe there were other people also involved in this thing, because if you have money, if you're getting money, you can't keep quiet. He didn't seem like someone who would be very quiet about what he was doing. And that news is going to fly. Somebody else is like, can you cut me in also? I also would like to, make some extra money. So in my head, there is no way that he was operating alone like this for the period of like 4 or 5 years. It is almost impossible that he was acting about. Secondly, when he says that the commissioner asked him for, like, they talked about preferential treatments for stars and all, in my head, that is completely in sync with what David Stern's, like, when people talk about David Stern, they talk about him like he was man who made the league go from this much revenue to this much revenue. And anytime money is involved, that person has to have, like, like, enough power to move mountains from side to side. He has to make some shady deals, have to happen somewhere. Somewhere you have to cut across politics, and you have to talk to your, like, gangs and lords and mafias and all that. Like, it has to be there, like, right? So, and David Stern, yeah, exactly. And David Stern being David Stern, like the lord of all he surveyed, there is no way that he did not know that this was happening. So I'm sure that he never expected it to get caught, but I think when it got caught, he made sure that everyone made Tim Donaghy the fall guy. They instantly cut out all parts of there being other associations. Any other referee, if they would have been caught, it would have been terrible. But instead, they just said this was the only guy. They fired him. They changed the system inside whatever. And then they just said that, okay, nobody else, we did an internal review. Nobody else was involved. Don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, they ended it, right? So, and David Stern has always had this very tough stance on, like, things are my way, or you can, like, go to the highway. Like, he talked like that with NBA superstars as well, told them that don't mess around. Like, there's a lot of money at hand. We can't afford to, like, go back to our olden days. If there's so much money, which means that the players only get like 51% of the money, right? So all that money is there. So don't do anything which will tarnish the reputation of the league. So in my head, I think there were more people involved, but they realized that they got caught at the wrong time. So they better make it seem like, there was only one person doing this. And then from that point onwards, things would have been a little bit more covert. Things would have been a little bit more handled properly, so that it doesn't come on. I mean, I still think that stars get favorable calls, but I really hope that people are not influencing the game's direction, right? They keep talking about the last 2-minute report and this and that and that. I want to believe that after that time, they really made it stricter. Like, you cannot call serious fouls to determine the game or to determine the spread. That is what I feel. Because Tim Donaghy also said something I thought was very iconic. Like, I can manage a game to within 6 points of each other. Like, the referees can do that. Like, they can, you know how they call the games, right? It's not always who will win, right? It's like how much will they win by. They add those point spread and all that. So he said that I can make sure that, like, a 10-point game can become a 6-point game, or a 6-point game can become a 10-point game. I can manage that sort of a spread. So because betting has gotten a little bit more, sophisticated, I think nowadays also it's possible that some kind of, like, invisible hand is there doing something with that. I don't want to believe it. And I think that 2006, when that thing happened, when they sentenced him in 2008, after that, probably the referees and the league realize that we don't want to burn our hands on this. We've got a proper cash cow right now. Let's make sure the actual winners win.